We are about to leave Schipheim, which is the starting point for yet another mountain pass tour. And the one we are going to pass today is Mount Panorama. Because yes, we are in Australia. This is the famous Bathurst racetrack. No, it isn't, of course. We are still in Switzerland, and it's actually a very dreary pass to drive. But since I thought I would do literally almost every pass in Switzerland, I thought with the car I am in today, I'm going to do Glaubenbielen pass. The car, it's the new VW T7. I'm not sure if that is an official designation, but it's definitely the new Multivan. VW is marketing it as the new Multivan. And there is something quite odd about this new transporter, because it is not built on top of a commercial vehicle platform as the other ones. No, this one's an MQB car, just like a Golf, or like my Golf. Now the first thing I notice, it sort of drives like a regular car. I don't remember how the transporter drives. The last one I drove was in the army. It was a T4. And the problem with that is all army vehicles are sort of, well, terrible to drive. So not sure how the T4 was to drive, and I have never driven it like this. I was too busy counting the hours until I'd finished my service. So no idea. But this new Multivan drives like a regular car, like a regular VW, which means suspension is also sort of stiff. It has to be. Oh look, we have caught up to another MQB car. The other thing is the steering wheel. It is a last gen one with real buttons. Yes, I'm sure you've heard enough already. But the thing is, I've been driving a Golf for half a year now, or even more, and I still haven't gotten used to all the capacitive buttons, and you get in this car and immediately everything works. And yeah, why should a car be frustrating to use? Just saying. Okay, we already hit a bit of traffic. Not ideal. Yeah, the new Multivan. Let's talk about the engine. It's the 1.4 from the Touran. Seems like I cannot escape it. But here it's coupled to an electric motor, which does 116 horsepower and 150 horsepower from the 1.4. The combined output is 218. When you setting off or stepping on the accelerator, you notice the effect of the electric motor. It's a plug-in hybrid, which means you can drive on battery power alone. I managed to do 30 kilometers on the motorway at 120 kph. That's not bad. That's all right, I would say. So yeah, if that is the sort of, let's say, daily use, or the pattern that you have, then you might make it work. Otherwise, I'm not sure. So when the battery is charging, I got up to 13 liters on the motorway. that's quite a bit of fuel. So it's not, if you're not using the battery, it's not an economical car. There are a pure petrol engine and a pure diesel version as well, a bit less powerful, but depending on your usage you might make more of them. Weight 2.3 tons, not exactly a light car. There are also two body styles. No, there's no convertible. There's a longer and a shorter car with the same exact wheelbase. It's just that the rear overhang is a bit longer in one car. This is the short version, a 6-seater configuration, so it's like an airplane in here. The children like it. I get that. It's just around Zurich with tight spaces and low ceilings in parking lots. It's a bit sweat making at times. Running the fans a bit, otherwise my GoPro will overheat. While we are waiting at a red light because roadworks. Yeah, maybe back to the road, Glaubenbielen Pass. They call it the panorama road, the panoramic road. And I suspect that's because there's not much driving to do. So you spend your time just looking out the window, enjoying the scenery. Which I would say the other side is even a bit better. Now we are still driving through a few villages before we start with the steep ascent toward the peak. Oof. So yeah, it's nothing like a Touareg in here. So no air suspension. I wonder if, we have, the quality of our road is rather good, I would say. So I wonder how it is, or how it would be in other countries where maybe the road surface is not like ours. Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't matter that there's a bit of traffic because the road up there is so narrow and visibility is not great. Oh, we won't be missing too much. There's a nice scenery there. Beautiful Sunday morning. And then another set of roadworks. Apparently. This is just beautiful. And so peaceful. If it weren't for a knobhead who is thrashing his VW Multivan up a mountain pass. But no Akrapovic exhaust here, so we are not entirely antisocial. But that would be something. Since it's on a MQB, maybe there would be a new Multivan GTI or a new Multivan R. That they can also maybe could sell the Akrapovic exhaust. Would be lower, so a bit less troublesome in parking lots. Maybe in Switzerland that could even work. Last time, when I did the English video of Glaubenberg Pass, by the way, Glaubenberg Pass is just right next to it. I managed to make myself a bit sick. This time I'm alright so far. I thought drivers wouldn't usually, as a driver you wouldn't get sick, but turns out you can. Set of roadworks. X5 we had a Caterham to chase. Now it's a small Skoda crossover. I'm not sure how much chasing we can do up Glaubenbielen Pass. We'll see. Notice the shove of the electric motor. Oh, thank you. The road is ours. Just one or two more villages until the steep ascent. This is Zuremberg. This is the last village before we go uphill, or before we go seriously uphill. Oh, come on, 50. Yeah, Switzerland doesn't like fast driving, sporty driving. Oh no. Well, the Transporter, famously not rear-wheel drive anymore. The original, the famous one, the famous camper van, rear-engined, rear-wheel drive. Now front-engined, front-wheel drive. Interesting concept back then, putting the engine at the back in a van. Roads are clear again. On. So 450 meters of elevation. Across 6 kilometers. Okay, let's put the car in sport mode. Feel the power! And up we go. So maybe the tire on this car, it's a Bridgestone Turanza. It's not the sportiest tire, but who would put sporty tires on a van or on a van like this? But it's an okay tire. And the good thing about those Bridgestones is they are rather vocal. So you notice, or they tell you when they're about to let go. But this is properly narrow now. It's just too dangerous to. Visibility is terrible, and it's too dangerous to just keep on going because there are lots of motorcyclists and regular cyclists on this road, and I'd rather not make one of them my bonnet ornament. So the suspension gets firmer in sport mode. Interesting. Steering a bit. Not sure if it's a necessary addition. Good thing is when the engine is weak or weaker, it will stay in lower gears anyway. So you don't even need to shift yourself. Oh, here's a bit we can. Shove is not bad. Hairpin. Where's my hydraulic handbrake? Which is very funny because I have never in my life done a handbrake turn. Cattle grid. I sort of like the sound going over one. Pulls nicely, a 2.3 ton car. It is not dramatic or anything, it is surprising. See, there's a cyclist. And he does not look like he wants to be my bonnet ornament. I hope that is not a euphemism for anything. There are these bays everywhere. That's how narrow this road is. The mighty 1.4 assisted by a tiny electric motor. The torque is not bad. Torque is really not bad. Yeah, as expected, or as is policy at VW. The hybrids, they get the 6-speed DSG gearbox. I'm not sure if there's technical reason for that. I'm sure somebody will be able to elaborate in the comments. This is the rest area, the topmost. We're almost at the pass. 1611 meters, I think it is. So actually it is a bit higher than Glaubenberg Pass, the one we drove last time. But if you're coming to Switzerland, you can drive only one pass. Don't make it Glaubenbielen Pass, because you will not get your petrol's worth or your time's worth out of it. This is it. 1,611 meters view. Not sure it wasn't worse down there. Let's see. Now it's all downhill. Usually when the uphill part is not very fun, the downhill part is even worse. I'm saying that because of these cursed turbo engines or the modern ones that don't have any engine braking, just to keep the turbos spinning. It's a bit different because the electric motor is working quite hard. That is a pleasant surprise. That is quite a bit of braking. I mean, since visibility is bad and I cannot go fast anyway, it's alright. Otherwise it's even a bit too much braking. Oh, look at that beautiful Lake Sarnen. The brake pedal, the brakes are alright. It just, I feel like the point where the brakes really are biting is a bit too late. Bit of panic braking up there. Now we are stuck behind a Mini. All right. Just making space for him. That was nice. Now it feels like I have to drive fast. Otherwise it would have been for nothing. This part a bit wider. Not by much though. So first camera is gone. Let's see if I can bring it home with the remaining two. I hope it doesn't turn into a radio show, otherwise it might not be very interesting. Yeah, can you have fun in a van? Again, you can turns out you can have fun in almost any car. Depends on how you drive it, where you drive it. It's just that it wouldn't be my first choice. I think that's no surprise. Now compared to the CX-5, that was a bit more fun, even though it was a diesel engine, but it was a manual gearbox. The car was a bit lighter. About grip, I'm not sure about grip though. The Kumos on that CX-5 were alright. I'm not sure if there was... I think there was maybe a bit more grip. Or I had a bit more confidence in the CX-5. This is not bad. And the road was better. Glaubenbielen Pass is a bit better. Or well, it's significantly better than this one. But it's done, it's over, almost. We don't have to come back here ever again. Corner. The fans out there are going crazy. Oh, I think I'm getting a bit sick. Not again. Narrow again. We get a nice view, the lake again. Visibility is alright, except for the A-pillars. They are wide, they are not that steep. It's sort of a double pillar, so yeah, that part is a bit difficult. Otherwise, visibility is alright. Yeah, maybe a few more differences. The transporter. So the transporter, this T6, is still being built. And the new Multivan is a bit lower, not as tall, 1.90 meters. Windscreen is less steeply raked, so there's better aerodynamics. This site is actually rather nice. They get the first sun rays in the morning. Yeah, it is sort of panoramic. Brilliant timing. The engine braking, the electric motor braking, the battery braking, the engine energy recuperation, regen braking, whatever it is. I like it. Yeah, I've gotten 8 kilometers of electric range out of driving down this mountain. Well, we talked about upsides of this Multivan being an MQB car. Downside is, well, it is a platform that is designed for regular cars that has now to deal with well, almost commercial duties. The problem is weight. So while you'd expect to be able to load up a transporter with hundreds of kilograms of material, tools, whatever, it's a bit different in this new Multivan. It's just 450 kilos of load capacity. In Switzerland, that is excluding the driver, or 75 kilograms of the driver, which in my case is a bit of a problem, which means I cannot go on a road trip with 5 other doubts, maybe not even 4. That might be a bit of a problem. But yeah, if you're with children, that's all right, I reckon. So we have reached the bottom of the valley. yeah, thanks for joining me across Glaubenbielen Pass. It was fun. Yeah, we've seen one of the, let's say, lesser known mountains. Yeah. So you don't have to come here and drive that one. I did it, so you don't have to. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time. Bye bye.